Welcome back to another video. Today we'll be looking at Pinocchio's Revenge, released in 1996. This movie came out when killer dolls were a huge craze. Movies like Child's Play 2 raked in the big bucks, and Pinocchio wanted in on it. Let's recap the movie and talk about it after. A flashback takes place to a rookie cop who comes upon a missing car. He then finds Vincent Gatto, who is burying his own dead son. Odds for a rare kid death in a horror movie. A homicide detective finds a wooden puppet buried in the ground and comically goes nuts.
What the hell is that? What is that? What the hell have we got here, huh?
Present day, we go to a courtroom where Mrs. Garrick tries to get him off of death row after believing Mr. Gatto hasn't committed the crime. At home, her daughter Zoe is having trouble sleeping after having dreams that her dad and girlfriend died. In her office, she finds a Pinocchio puppet in her chair. At school, Zoe gets asked a question, and she just talks shit about her classmate that hasn't done shit to her. Later that day, Jennifer goes to Mr. Gatto and tries to get him to talk. She still weirdly believes he hasn't killed the little kids. She thinks he's protecting someone, but is imminent that he committed all the crimes. At school, Zoe gets bullied for not giving her bully a party invitation. The bully then throws her invitations into the ground. She retaliates and pushes the bully, and then gets pushed right back. At court, the judge decides that she is overruled, and Mr. Gatto will get a death sentence. You can tell this movie is from the 90s, because they will not be doing this nowadays. They kill the supposed child killer with the electric chair. At her office, she still refuses that the client killed the other kids. While driving home, she gets bitten on her hand but thinks nothing of it. We see Zoe's birthday party later on that night, and we discover that she found Pinocchio. A makeout session happens that night with her boyfriend David as Pinocchio looks on creepily. It turns out though that it was just her daughter, really going up to her mom who was having a makeout session. Jennifer wants to take Pinocchio back to the office. Zoe gets upset after having some abandonment issues, not wanting to get rid of the puppet. Zoe takes Pinocchio to school and gets bullied. Her bully takes Pinocchio and chucks him over a fence. He gets revenge by making the bully trip and even gets her crabs by a moving bus. She fucking survives that though, with little to no damage. Zoe claims that Pinocchio hurt the bully due to jealousy, making her look like she's fucking nuts. Jennifer asks David to take care of Zoe after babysitter Sophia cancels due to her getting her work visa. You guys might be thinking right now, does this doll even talk or move? Fucking finally, an hour into the movie, this damn puppet finally talks.
Sure, you know I'll never leave you, but we can't be too sure about Mom, not as long as David's around.
Zoe wakes up in the middle of the night to find Pinocchio gone. He gets out of bed and tries to get him after he tries to head downstairs to the basement. David tells her that she needs to go to bed, and he heads down to get him. As he's looking for him, the lights go off. He heads back up to turn on the light, but Pinocchio closes the door on him, making him fall down the stairs. Jennifer gets to the hospital, and we find out that he nearly survived, even after almost bleeding out. Later that night, Zoe confronts Pinocchio. He says he didn't do it though. He expects her to believe her, even though he says that they need to take care of Sophia. At the psychiatrist, he tries to gaslight her into thinking that she pushed him. Doing a pretty good job in my opinion.
Are you sure you didn't?
What do you mean? You're the one who slammed the door in his face.
Are you sure?
No, it wasn't me, it was you.
How do you know?
Shut up.
Did you see me?
Shut up.
If you weren't there, how can you be so sure it was me?
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up.
Making her look pretty fucking crazy when the psychiatrist walks in. He even calls the mom and schedules a meeting with her to talk about her daughter. He tells Zoe that he will fix things and tell everyone that it was him if she cuts his string. He stands up in a hilarious shot. Obviously we can tell it's a little midget walking around. She leaves with him to apologize to David, but he just leaves her slow ass. He enters the hospital without anyone fucking seeing this little shit. How is no one noticing this? He gets into David's room, unplugs his cord. He's left helpless and dies. No doctor in sight. Jennifer gets a call that David has died. Jennifer confronts her daughter if she went to the hospital, and she says no, Pinocchio did. She then grabs Pinocchio and tosses him into the trunk. Next morning, she lets Sophia and Zoe, as Zoe will now be going to school, and for her to keep an eye on her. After Zoe finds her dead cricket, she screams. Sophia goes to see what happens. She gets tripped, then gets a beating from Pinocchio. Another thing stolen out of Child's Play 2. Jennifer gets home at night and finds Sophia's dead body on the ground. She sees Zoe and just runs for no reason.
It's okay. I got the poke away from him, but we have to get out of here before he comes back.
Now her daughter is full on crazy. Pinocchio pops up and chases her. She slips and barely makes it to the room. After holding the door open, he stabs through the door and gets her. Never seen that before. After the stabbing stops, she opens the door and falls back after hearing Pinocchio. Pinocchio jumps on top of her. She barely escapes and then hears her daughter's voice call her. Pinocchio appears again and jumps on her, but she manages to throw him through the table. After another look, we find out that it's actually her daughter. Later at a mental institute, she still claims it was Pinnochio and not her daughter. Get to the review. There's some suspense on if Pinnochio is actually real or if it's the daughter the whole time. It's very poorly executed. By the end, we're still confused in a bad way. Suspense is a D+. We don't even see much of Pinnochio moving or talking much, and that makes all the possible horror gone. Horror is a D-. There is little to no action in this slow paced movie. Action is a F-. There is no comedy in this movie at all. They tried to make a serious movie when it should have been the complete opposite. Comedy is a F-. As a kid, I loved skipping to the end of the movie to watch the last 5 minutes, and I wish I did that again. They basically tried to do a Child's Play 1, but there just isn't enough in the movie for that. Overall movie is a D+. Thanks for watching. Comment what other movies I should go over. Like, subscribe, and have a good day.